All right. Good morning, all. I'm going to wait and see if anybody gets on to join me. This is my first live. So here I am. I am Charisma. So I'm just going to wait a little bit, see if anybody joins me. So first live, Charisma, Traveling with Charisma Cam. My channel is Charisma Travels the World. Hey there. I don't know how to see who just joined me. Like I told y'all, this is my first live, so I have not done this before. Um, but I wanted to get on here and do a live because I was recently featured on a couple of channels. I was featured with Stephanie Perry. I was featured with RaeAgwe. I think I pronounced that wrong, but she do a whole intro. She like RaeAgwe. So it's so I was featured on that one, and I was featured with ThatGirlJo and that one was about homeschooling. Good morning. Good morning. So I am going to post that link in the chat for you all so you can catch those interviews. So today, what I wanted to do, I know there were a lot of questions that came up when I did the live with Stephanie, and I did some of these other videos with Ray and that girl Joe. So today, what I want to do is I want to answer some of your questions. So, good morning to everyone that's just joined me. I want to definitely answer some of your questions that came up that we didn't get a chance to go over. I wanted to go over some different things, let you know about my journal, but more importantly, you all asked and I am delivering. I am doing a 5-day challenge for real estate. So I'm going to make sure that you know all about that 5-day challenge that I'm doing for real estate. For those of you that are ready to pull the trigger, you're ready to get moving, we're going to do that. So I'm going to post that link in the chat. It is this, you're the first people that will be getting the link, so you can go ahead and get signed up. But I am going to put that in the chat, and then I'll throw that in there later when we go into it in more detail. So, today I want to answer some questions. So, I'm going to go straight into some of the things that were asked. If I'm looking down, that's why, because I wrote them down. As you all know, I'm Charisma with Charisma Cares, travels the world, and I travel with my son Cam. Right now, we are in the DR, kind of doing our thing, and our DR trip is winding up, and we're actually going to come back. Hey, Maria, thank you. So, we're actually going to come back to the States, take care of some business before we go back out. A lot of you all know when we go back out, we are going out to Africa. We'll go to Egypt first and then we'll travel from there. So, actually, one of the questions that they asked me was, when am I going to Kenya? So, I don't do very strict guidelines for my travel. I book one ways and I go from there. So what I do know is Kenya will be my second stop on my Africa tour, and my first stop will actually be in Egypt. So I'll be in Egypt for 2 weeks. I'm planning that now, 2 to 3 weeks, because I want to go out to the Red Sea as well. So I'm planning that now, and then my next trip from there, I will be going to Kenya. And someone actually asked me about practicing Swahili. I think her name is karate. She asked me about practicing Swahili. Yes, girl, I will need to practice my Swahili. But since I'm still in the DR, I have to finish practicing my Spanish because I have to communicate here. So catch me in a couple of months and I will be ready to start practicing Swahili. The good thing is I know they speak some English there, so it should be a little bit easier to deal with that. So I will definitely be catching doing the Swahili. Um, the other question that I wanted to talk about when people ask me about the DR, there are numerous Facebook groups for the DR. It's one for the Dominican Republic, it's one for the Santo Domingo, it's one for Puerto Plata, it's groups, Black expats in the DR. there is also one for Punta Cana. So there is no lack of groups for the DR. What I will say is there's not as much community in the DR once you actually get here, as far as making your own community, but there are a multitude of groups. And, I don't want people to feel like they can't go to the DR, because I promise you, you go to Punta Cana and stay in one of the all inclusive resorts. I loved my all inclusive. I went to Bahia Principe, Fantasia. So that was the one that I love. So I don't want you to feel like you absolutely can't go to the DR, but I wanted to let you know what it's like living in the DR. And I say that because, I spoke about it with Ray and I spoke about it with Stephanie. So I don't want y'all to feel like you can't go, because it's still beautiful, but there's some things that you need to know so you can make your own choices. Um, the other thing, someone RN had mentioned, when I said, well, now that what back in the pandemic, like I'm saying, now that the pandemic is over. So I'm going to let you all know the United States has now dropped the requirement for us to do COVID testing to come back in the US. In the DR, nobody really wears masks anymore. We're not doing all of that. So where I am, there is no more COVID. Like I'm it's gonna be very, very straightforward with you. COVID is over here. I don't know about anywhere else, but it's over here. And once the US drops their mandate to have to do COVID testing to come into the US, I'm gonna be honest, most other countries are gonna follow suit. Countries tend to follow what the US does. So once that was dropped, everything else is pretty much gonna be dropped as well. Um, let's see. Somebody else, Talonda, she asked a couple of questions, but one thing she asked me, I said I was getting rid of a lot of my items in my storage, including my sleep number bed. She said, "What size is that?" It's a queen. It's not a king. It's a queen for me because I'm a queen. So that's the size that I had. But girl, that is in Atlanta. So I don't know where you live, but that is where my sleep number bed is. It's in Atlanta. So I will be getting rid of things in my storage. I'll be having I don't know if I'm gonna do a yard sale or what I'm gonna do. Another thing somebody asked me about was my crystal. This is rose quartz. It's oh no, it came apart there. It's not all tucked in there. Let me fix that. So yes, this is a rose quartz crystal for the heart chakra. Um, the heart chakra is a lot about love. I'm very big on my chakras and my crystals. So the heart chakra is a lot about love. Most people use the heart chakra as in love for others. I have a good friend that's actually on here. Hey, girl. Hey, Tracy. She is huge into crystals and chakras. And, one thing that we've talked about is self love for me. Love is great for other people, but my focus right now is love for myself. So that is why I wear this, to make sure I am empowering myself and remember to love myself first before anyone else. So that's why I have this crystal on today. I have numerous crystals and I switch up depending on what my focus is at that time. And right now it is about loving myself, empowering myself, and getting to the next level in my life. And if you hear something in the background, that's just my son. He's in his room reading his Spanish book. If you have any questions, make sure you throw them in the chat and let me know, because I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Let's see, what else did I have some questions about here. Before I go to the next ones, I wanted to tell you all about my journals that I have. I have two journals. Speaking of self-love, one is for moms making it happen. The other one's for single ladies making it happen. So I will post these journals. They're a larger size journal. I don't know if you can even read that, but they have quotes at the top. So like this one says, "Get out there and conquer your world. You've got this." So these are just some journals that I've written. So I wanted to let you know about that. So another question that I actually got was from Rebloom Room. And they asked, "What if my son decided he didn't want to travel?" And I mean, that's a really good question. But I mean, because my daughter was not a traveler, she did not like traveling. That was not her thing. However, that was not the case with my son. My son loves to travel. He loves to go places and do things. He's not really trying to stay in the house like that. I'm trying to post this link at the same time. He's not really trying to stay in the house like that. So, I mean, it really just worked out. I don't know what would happen if he didn't like to travel, but that's not really something that I have to deal with because he does love to travel. Um, so that was that thing. The next one is Grace and Opportunity had asked me about what plans have I put in place for my son. And I want to say I do have two kids, so I have plans that I have put in place for both of them. Years ago, when my son was diagnosed, I actually paid a special needs attorney to do a special needs trust and to do a trust. I'm going to mute just a second to talk to my son. Sorry, y'all. So I actually consulted an attorney and they created a special needs trust. What the special needs trust does is it puts everything into a trust for your child so that later on, your special needs child, so that if they were to receive some money, an inheritance, or anything of that nature, it goes in the trust and the government cannot touch that money. So if your child gets Social Security or Medicaid or any of those programs, you know that if they receive a large sum of money, that they can actually strip them from any programs. So by putting your money in a special needs trust, then that ensures that they will continue to receive programs once you leave this earth. So if you have a special needs child, make sure you look into a special needs trust. Now, the other thing is for my daughter, she does not have special needs, but she does have a trust. And her trust, the way that I set hers up, is allocated to give her money at set increments in her life. So, whereas a lot of people, they do their will and they just leave it all to them. Well, I didn't do that because I mean, an 18, 19-year old probably would blow the money. So, I actually have set increments that I release the money to my daughter, that she would receive the money. In my will, I also discuss who will take my son, and I have a first, second, and third place of who would take my son. Where are they supposed to live? I have things set up, as far as any investments that I have. What do you do with those? So what schools do we go to? Do they do homeschooling? All those different things. Now, one thing somebody asked me, what would I want him to still live overseas? Well, I mean, it's not a whole lot of people, especially in my family, that's traveling around the world. So more than likely, he would go back to Atlanta and he would live there. But also in my paperwork, it is set up so that they can, if something was to happen to me overseas, they can transfer him back over. There is, in my insurance, my travel insurance, a guardian will be able to fly over. They would fly them over, pay for the flight, and fly him back. So those are things, especially when you're traveling the world, but even if you're traveling on vacation, those are things that you want to set up and have in place. If you don't have a special needs child, you don't need a special needs trust. You just need a trust. So I'm gonna hold on a second because my son is so loud, y'all. Sorry. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But that is the okay. I'll go back to the real estate challenge as well. That is the special needs trust. And that is the trust in your will. And with my attorney, I actually do an updated letter. Hey, Jay. So with my attorney, I actually do an updated letter every year letting them know the plan. So if something happened to me that particular year, this is the plan for my children. I want my son to go to this school. He sees these doctors. I have this lined up. So all of those things are lined up, and my attorney actually requests that every year. So every year I send him that letter saying how I want the care of my child to be done. I also have I have my living will. I have my what happens if I was to be on a ventilator and things of that nature. Me being an ICU nurse and a hospice nurse, I learned that I don't want everybody else making decisions for me. I want to make those decisions for myself. So I have put all of those decisions in place already. So if you're just joining me, hey, I'm Charisma. Charisma Cares travels the world with Charisma and Cam. So when I am talking about, I am going over some questions and some information that people asked me about in what the past podcasts that I've done with Stephanie, with RaeAgwe, and with That Girl Joe. And I just wanted to answer some of your questions. So one thing I do want to tell you, one of the main things that I got was, when am I doing something to help you all with real estate? So, drum roll. All right, y'all. So on June 20th, 1 week from tomorrow, I will be doing a 5-day challenge for real estate. You are the first people to hear about this. This challenge is going to prepare you to to start buying real estate. We're going to put some things in place, things that the gurus don't tell you about. They just kind of throw you in there. What we're not doing is throw you in there. We're going to make sure we get everything in order. We're getting finances in order. We're going to look at the market. We're going to learn how to read the market. These are things that we are going to do. This challenge is cheap. It's inexpensive. It's only $19.99. I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all feel like $19.99 is too much to get started in real estate, then you don't want to do real estate. um, but I made the challenge very inexpensive because I want you all to get started. And this is not that challenge that you come a day or two. I'm gonna be honest. If you don't come those days, then you are going to miss some valuable information. I will have the replays available for you just in case. But this is 5 days that you are choosing you are choosing to build generational wealth. You are choosing to move forward and be a real estate investor. This is not I want to be a landlord, because like I told you, I'm not a landlord. I'm not knocking on no doors. I'm not plumbing any toilets. Everything I do is automated. I'm making money. I'm automating it. I'm investing. I'm doing what I need to do to live the life I want to live, to travel this world how I want to travel it, to sit my butt down, not to do nothing if I choose to do nothing. So if you are interested in investing in real estate, if you are ready and you don't know where to start, this 5-day challenge is going to kickstart your real estate career. You are going to have everything in order. So when you are ready to talk to a hard money lender, when you are ready to talk to a bank, with whoever you're ready to talk to, you're going to be able to do it, because you're going to have all your ducks in a row. And they're going to be like, wait, have you done this before? You're going to be like, nah, but I did Charisma Cares class and she got me taken care of. We got all of this ready. So we're going to do this challenge. Like I said, it is a 5-day challenge. It starts on June 20th, from tomorrow. It starts on Monday. I will hold it on Mondays at 7 o'clock. Because I want to because a lot of us are working, a lot of working moms. I work 2 days a week. I don't work as much, but I'm still working. So I want to make sure you all got the kids dinner. You did everything you needed to do. And then you got on this challenge. The other caveat, this is only for women. Men, I know y'all may want to join in, but this is for women, because we are not being recognized as much as we should in the real estate world. And y'all, we out here making everything else move and shake. We doing everything, right? So why should we not be doing real estate as well? It's very simple. You can get it done if that's something you want to do. So definitely click on the link. If you have any trouble with the link, let me know. But you want to click on the link and it will allow you to sign up. And you can go ahead. Like I said, it's $19.99. Very inexpensive. I just want to make sure that we are doing what we need to do to make our dreams come true, to make those goals come true. Because like I told y'all on Stephanie's show, I'm all kinds of statistics. I'm teenage mother, early pregnancy, divorced, special needs son. I'm all kinds of statistics. However, I am running circles around those that are not, because I am constantly recreating myself. So if you are at a point where you're ready to recreate yourself, you're ready to do real estate, you really want to know what it's about, how do you get into it, you want to know what steps you need to take, then this is that time. This is time where you can take these 5 days. We're going to do up to an hour. We're not doing any longer, and that would include questions. And you will have specific assignments every night that I want you to have done for the next day, so we can move forward and we can start actually doing something to get to our real estate goals. We're going to stop twiddling our thumbs and wondering what to do, when to do it. And that's what we're going to do. So I am super excited because you all actually asked for this. This is not something I was planning, but you all asked for this. So I said, well, if you ask, I'm going to make it happen, because that's what I'm here to do, is to help you all. So let me know if you have any questions about that. I am here to help you. That will be done once you sign up. It'll be done in a private Facebook group. So once you sign up, you will get the email with that information to join that group. If you don't have a Facebook, girl, just create one for this. I won't tell nobody. You don't have to tell nobody. They don't have to know you on Facebook. You can create whatever name. Just make sure when you go in when you sign up for the class, you let me know your real name so that I can verify you back to your registration. So I am definitely doing that. So I'm ready. I'm excited about this real estate challenge for everyone. Again, I'm here. If I'm Charisma, with Traveling with Charisma and Cam. Charisma travels the world. So if you're just getting on, make sure you catch the replay. I was just talking about our 5-day challenge for real estate. I have posted the link there in the comments. We talked a little bit about the journal that I have, and I also wanted to make sure you subscribe to the channel so you know when new things are coming, when I'm putting out new material, and also let me know what you want to know about. I am still answering questions that people had when I was on Stephanie's channel, RaeAgwe's channel, and That Girl Joe's channel. One of the other questions I had for those that are caregivers in the state, if you're already a CNA or a nurse or something like that, someone specifically, Monique asked me, how do you take that and transfer that to somewhere like Mexico? So what I would say to Monique is, girl, if you were on the Playa del Carmen, because I'm actually going to Cancun and Playa del Carmen, I'll be meeting y'all out there, Exodus crew. If you're not on Exodus, that's what Stephanie was talking about. It's a crew of Black women that's ready to travel the world. It's on Facebook, so make sure you check that out. But we're having our first meetup in Cancun, so I'm going to Cancun, and then I'm going to Playa del Carmen. But if I'm in Mexico, right, in Playa del Carmen, there is actually a Playa del Carmen WhatsApp group for moms. What I would do if I was a CNA or a nurse with experience, I would post in that WhatsApp group, or I would post in that Facebook group, and I would let people know I'm a CNA. I've been a CNA for such and such amount of years. I've been a nurse for such and such amount of years. I'm here. I want to start building my business, get some clients. You can do drop-ins. You can do weekly, however you want to do your business. Now, keep in mind, don't go to Mexico trying to charge Atlanta rates. Don't go there trying to charge the same money you charging in the States. Because first of all, your bills are cut in a fourth. So keep that in mind. And second of all, you have to be competitive with everyone else. So you can have rates that are a little higher than maybe some of the locals, but you don't want your rates to be astronomical to the point that nobody wants to hire you. But that is definitely another option. If you're going to be staying somewhere and that's going to be your home base and where you stay, build your business there. Build your business where you are, because there are other expats looking for your services. Now, I personally would not go to Mexico without having some other type of income coming in. And because that business is going to take some time to build up. Like I said, you could do something like you can invest in real estate. I posted the real estate challenge, do some online work, whatever it is that you feel like you need to do to make some money. But yes, that is definitely a possibility. Another thing somebody talked about was special services. They worked at Delta and how they help. Yes, when you go travel, if you have special needs, you have a disability, there's TSA Cares. TSA Cares is where the TSA actually helps you get through security. You can let them know 24 hours ahead of time, and they are there to help you. So Google that, TSA Cares. Also, when you book your plane tickets, let the airline know that you need assistance for A, B, C, or D. They ask you in the checklist, but also if they don't contact you, you contact them and remind them. Then when I get to the airport, I remind them again. When I get to the counter, I remind them again. I let everybody know, okay, my son has a disability. I'm going to need help with A, B, or C. And I actually have a YouTube video on that where I talk about how I, travel on the airplane and how I do those different things and how I contact people. So definitely look at those videos. I have a playlist on how I travel. I have a playlist on why I travel. So all those different things. Let me know if you have any questions. I love that. Tracy says she loves that, constantly recreating myself. Yes, I am. Y'all, I have created a whole new me so many times. I can't even tell you how many times. Like I am always like when my son gets a new diagnosis, when life hits me in the face, I'm always recreating myself because, you know, I had the American dream. I had the car, the house, the kids, this, that, and the other. But it was still not enough. And a lot of us expats, that's what it is. It's not enough what we have there. We know there's more, and there is more out there. There's more out there for less money. You don't even have to pay as much to live a life of a queen. Over in Africa, a lot of these women, they over there, they got the maid, they got the cook, they got the housekeeper, they got somebody taking care of their kids, and they living for less than $2,000 a month. I don't know about y'all, but I'm about that life. I'm about that take it easy, relax life that does not cost me an arm and a leg, because I was meant to live like a queen. I don't know. Somewhere it was written in the skies that Queen Charisma was coming on this earth and she was going to have to find her throne. She lost it somewhere in the process, but I'm looking for that throne. So I'm going to find my throne, and then I'm going to go from there. So make sure y'all find your throne. Again, I'm gonna throw out there, I put it up there about the 5-day challenge for real estate. You all asked me for that. If that is something you are really interested in, we are going to jumpstart your real estate career. We are going to get you ready to buy that first property. So make sure you register for that challenge. That challenge is only $19.99. I made it very cheap, very inexpensive for people. This challenge is for women only. I am really big on my fellow sisters getting where they need to be in life. So this is a female only challenge. So males, this is not for you. Don't pay your money because I don't know. I may have to donate. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is only for women. It is time for us to put a footprint in the real estate market. And for those of you that have thought about investing overseas in the Dominican Republic, I actually have a realtor that is coming out here. She actually lives in the States, and she'll be coming out to the DR soon. So I will probably be doing an interview with her. So, so I will probably be doing an interview with her soon. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, because after we're done with our challenge, you're gonna be ready. You're gonna be ready to pick up the phone and be like, "Oh, I want to buy something in the DR." If that's what you want to do, if you want to invest overseas, it's a lot of properties out here in the DR. I have not chosen to invest in the DR for two reasons. I don't love the DR. If it was a place that I love that I would frequent, I would invest in the DR because the properties are cheap. You can typically get properties under 100,000 total. Now, the other problem with investing overseas, especially in the DR, is because a lot of these places want their money up front, or you need to do owner financing. If you don't know what owner financing is, we'll learn owner financing if you decide to do like group coaching. But basically, the short version is they finance the loan instead of the bank financing the loan, and they're only going to do it over like 5 years. So when people invest here, they're looking at their 401k, their IRA, or if you're just sitting on a large sum of money. But if you do the 5 day real estate challenge, I will have you ready to then talk to the realtor that I am going to interview on my YouTube about investing in the DR. I will have you so that you're ready to talk to her after you're done with that 5 day challenge. So I mean, we're making big goals, big dreams here. So these 5 days will change your life. I don't know. Anytime I done spent $20, y'all, and it changed my life. Now, man, it made me look good. I got my eyes, my lashes done, or I ain't get my hair done for 20. Well, y'all, I ain't get my hair done for $20 in DR. I just paid $20 for these braids. So I could get my hair done for $20 in the DR. I don't know how much y'all pay to get y'all hair done. I had got a Dominican blowout, my nails done, and a pedicure for what was it? $47.50. I don't know. You got to catch that video for my Dominican blowout. So I can get stuff done for $20 in the DR. So $20 is going to change your life if you're interested in the real estate market. So let's see. Let's go over to the comments. Now, I'm new at this. This is my first time going live, so I don't know how to put the comments up there. So Jay, hey boo, hey, how you doing? Yeah, we're trying to live in Africa like queens. We are looking for our throne. We know it's out there, and I love you too, boo. If you're going to Africa, let me know. Y'all, I will be in Atlanta. I may try to do a meetup while I'm in Atlanta. I'm actually going to be in Chicago also. So if anybody's in the Chicago area, maybe we can meet up. I'm actually going to a multi-family what is it, conference, because I'm always learning. Like I said, I'm always recreating myself. So I'm going to a multi-family conference in Chicago in July. So my July is booked, y'all. Hey, Tracy. So Tracy is interested in the real estate challenge. And I was telling people about Tracy because somebody asked me about my crystal here. And this is rose quartz, and this is for love. It's for love. But Tracy told me, no, girl, you focusing on self-love. And y'all, that's what I'm doing. I'm focused on self-love because I love me some charisma. So make sure y'all love yourself. I love my crystals, my manifestation. I'm doing all of that. You can do all of that, and you can be who you want to be. It doesn't matter what label you were given, what statistic. Like I told y'all, my son was given a label. They told me that he's going to get worse. A lot of kids with KIF1A, his disorder, they stop walking, they stop talking, they stop doing all these things. But I'm not claiming that. I talked to one doctor, and he told me, people thought that this one disorder got worse over time, but they found that if you kept working at it, if you kept doing your therapy, if you kept pushing, those people did not get worse. The disorder was not progressive. People just gave up. So, I'm like, my son, we're not giving up over here. If we fall, we're going to be down for a quick second, but we're getting back up and we're moving on, and we're recreating ourselves. It's time to recreate. If you don't like where you are today, you can struggle through anything for a year to get to the other side. If you can double your salary by next year, is it not worth the struggle this year? If you can move abroad, if you can go on that trip, if you can get this new degree, do what you need to do, is it not worth it? So that in a year, 2 years, 4 years, you could do more? Oh, because for me, it's worth it. It took me 4 years to get through nursing school with a baby. I was pregnant in class at Georgia State University, sitting there eating my breakfast with my grits, my biscuit, and my sausage, pregnant in class, in human anatomy class. Now, if you're a nurse, you know that human anatomy class is a beast. I was sitting up there eating in class because I was hungry. I was pregnant, but I did my 4 years living in the projects, going to school every day. I struggled through those 4 years, but when I got to the other side, baby, I tell you, I gave them that notice before graduation. I was out of there 2 days after graduation. They said, "Well, what you gonna do with yourself? Y'all can have it. Whatever you want to hear, you can have." Because I did what I came to do. I stayed fast. I set my goals and I achieved them. It took 4 years. 4 years are long, right? But they're coming regardless. 4 years, I promise you, will come whether you sitting at the table that you're sitting at now or you sitting at the table with kings and queens. So you make your choice on what you want to do in 4 years. If you want to invest in real estate, jump on this course. If you don't want to do this course, do another course. There's plenty of information out there. There's plenty of free information. For me, I do challenges. I did Stephanie Perry's challenge. I did it back in November, December, and here I am today. So I have to have a challenge. Maybe you don't need a challenge. You can read a book. Bigger Pockets has some great information. So do something to take those next steps. All right, let me look at the comments because again, I don't know how to put them on the screen. So Jay said, "I just love you so much, and we haven't met yet." Girl, I love you too. We're gonna have to meet. Erica said, "Thank you for all you are doing to help us improve and progress, Charisma." Yes, girl, because I can't go by myself. I need somebody to talk to. We all got to move along together. We all got to keep it going. Let's see. Kenneth said, "I knew it was a catch to the properties being so cheap in DR." What is the catch? Oh, well, the thing is, it's not really a catch. It's just that only in the states that I'm aware of do we have mortgages. Everywhere else in the world, they pay their property first. They pay it off directly. They buy things with cash money. They don't do mortgages, financing, credit. So that's the thing. Now, can you get a loan from the states to buy property? Yes, you can. Can you do credit cards in a business and buy property in the DR? Yes, you can. Can you do those things overnight? No, you cannot. They will take time. However, there are ways to get the money to buy property in the DR. So let's say I love the DR. I'm going to come out here twice a year. I buy a condo, I Airbnb it out when I'm not here. And then when I'm here, I stay in my condo. So I got vacation and I have money that's coming in. So, it's not a catch because it's the same way if you went to Kenya. It's the same way. I don't know about Mexico, but I believe so. I don't really know any country outside of the US that does credit. So that's something that you got to think about when you're thinking, I want to invest in real estate out of the country. You're going to need to have funds. Now, this agent, real estate agent that I will be bringing on and doing a video with, she actually, you don't come up with all the money at once. I believe it's like they do half up front and then maybe two more payments. However, like I said, this is when, and she'll go into more detail about it, but this is when you're looking at your 401k, you're looking at your IRAs. You can look at business credit. Did y'all get that PPI loan? What y'all do with it? Did y'all go shopping or did y'all save it? What y'all do with that loan? Like, what you do with that money? So this is when you're going to use all of those different things to get this property. Now, if you don't have as much money, you can invest in the states. The states doesn't require as much. You need 5 to 10% down. If you have not looked at the series that I have on real estate investing, look at that series. I'm dropping some true gems and some knowledge. That's one of the things you're going to need to look at before we get started, because you need to know what I'm talking about when I start telling you about hard money, when I start telling you about ROIs. You're going to need to know why these things are so important. So, look at those videos. If you don't do to them now, sometime within the next week. Take a look at that series because I'm talking about some serious things and I'm taking you through my journey of me buying a property. And those videos, they don't cost anything. They're just there for you to watch. So I'm taking you through that journey, the ups and downs. I'm very real, y'all. I let you all know when stuff don't work, when I get scared, when I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, let me back up. So I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know everything that I'm dealing with. I want to be very, very straightforward with you because everything is not glamorous. I read something the other day. Everybody wants to be where you are, but they don't want to go through the journey that you went through. I went through some trenches. So, what I've learned, you don't have to go through the trenches. I'm just going to tell you. So that's the good thing. Let's see. Tracy said, investing in self is priceless. And eating a human anatomy class. Yup. You go, girl. Doing what you have to do to get where you want to be. So let me be clear. I didn't eat in the human anatomy lab. I ate in the human anatomy lecture. So the lecture part is a lot cleaner than the lab, but it's still not the cafeteria, but it was a 6 a.m. class. So let me know what else you all want to know about. Let me see. Here is the real estate challenge. If you want to sign up for that. Here are the interviews that I did. Now, the one with That Girl Joe was actually a little bit different because that one we talked about homeschooling. Oh, yeah, I believe in Jesus Christ just asked me about homeschooling. Yes, I do homeschool. I do a combination of homeschooling and world schooling. And on my channel, I actually have I think I have a playlist where I talk about homeschooling. So my son is 10, so I actually use two homeschooling programs. I use Mia Academy, and then I also use Reading Eggs because that and Math Seeds because that helps supplement his math. But I also do world schooling, so I utilize real world events. Like we went to Disney on Ice, and it was in Spanish. We go to different museums, we go to different parks. Medellin, Colombia. I wasn't a huge fan of Medellin because it's very much a concrete jungle. But what's so interesting about Medellin is it has a lot of greenery and a lot of parks. Oh, y'all, hold on. I'm sorry. Put that on do not disturb. So it has a lot of greenery and a lot of parks and botanical gardens. And I swear, y'all, I never went to anywhere in Medellin that was more than $3 or $4 per person. So we were all over there. There was Parque Norte. There was Parque Explora, which is a science museum. I have a video on that one too. It's a science museum. It's a hands-on museum. It's also it has dinosaur bones in it. It was like 10 museums in one. Like we couldn't even finish it all, and it was only like I think it was like $3 or $4 each to get in. So we utilize all of our world. We go to the beach. We sit down and I do my mojito. He does his juice, and he has to order his food in Spanish. He has to read the menu and then order his food. Sorry, y'all. So he reads the menu, he orders his food in Spanish. So that's how I utilize world schooling. We only do school Monday through Thursday. I don't like to do nothing on Friday. That's a free day for me. We do Monday through Thursday for about 2 hours a day. And that may consist of the Me Academy, the Reading Edge, YouTube videos. We do writing practice. I have a workbook or two. We do painting, all different types of things. And then you said, do you have to do it based on Georgia homeschool laws or do any laws restrict homeschool? So I do everything based off of Georgia homeschool laws. There are no homeschool laws in Georgia. Girl, they don't care what we're doing with our kids. So y'all know Georgia is a Republican state, right? So you just kind of do whatever you want to in that state. So basically, the Georgia homeschool law says you should do a certain number of hours a year. However, I don't know how many hours that is. because they don't take attendance. They don't want your attendance. They don't ask you what you do. There, you send absolutely nothing to the government. And then you have to do testing every 3 years. So that's like the ITBS, which I took back in the day. And there's some other tests, but it has to be nationalized testing. So it's not even the test they give in Georgia, which I thought was hilarious. So that Georgia, that test doesn't work. So the only things you have to do is say that you did a certain number of hours a year, do this testing every 3 years, and you fill out a form that says, I intend to homeschool my child. Sign your name, date, put the name of your child, the end. That's all. That's all Georgia wants. So me personally, Me Academy will keep your hours and your activity log. They actually send me something every week letting me know what my son has completed. Reading Eggs actually does not do that. So those are the two things that I utilize. And even though testing's every 3 years, and this is the first year that we're doing homeschooling, I will do my son's testing this year because in Georgia, they typically test third grade, sixth grade, ninth grade, and 12th grade, I think. So I just kind of want to stay on level because he would have tested this year because I kept him back a year. So he would have tested this year. So I just want to go ahead and test him. But make sure you know your homeschool laws. Another thing you can do is virtual academies. Like Georgia has a virtual cyber academy. Um, so you could actually do that. I didn't like that because he was in it, like school was from like 8 to 3. I mean, I'm 8 to 3:30. They had breaks in between, but y'all, once I started falling asleep in his social studies class by 2:30, I was like, yeah, I can't really make my kids stay in this class if I can't even stay up in this class. And I just felt like they were shooing them along, like they weren't really learning. So I just found, since I was going to have to reteach everything anyway, I just actually found it better when I could actually teach him myself. And, we didn't have that to force us because, you had to do core classes, you had to do art, they had Spanish. He really liked the Spanish class, but you had all your electives and everything is online. So to be on that computer from 8 a.m. to 3:30, I mean, it was a lot for me. I don't know about anybody else, but it was already a lot for me. So it was too much. Let's see. Kenneth said, y'all funny. I don't know. What we do, I don't know what we did. Let's see. What other questions do you all have for me? Tracy said, who runs the world? Girls, I know, right? That's why the class is only for girls, only for women. Because I'm trying to help us. We need to do what we do. Let's see. So I am going to post the link again. I have some journals that I wanted to show you all. I showed these a little earlier. These are my journals. They're on Amazon. I'm a writer. I don't know about you all, but when I'm feeling down, when I'm just feeling bad, I really have to write. So I wrote out these journals. Actually, the quotes in the journals are things that I wrote out when things were going south or even when I was feeling good. So like this quote says, you may not be where you want to be, but you are where you need to be. Keep pushing and you will arrive. This one, you did this. These accomplishments, these accolades, this house, this car, this was all you. Be proud of yourself because you are everything. So that's what they are. One is for single women, a journal for single women making this happen. And the other one is a journal for moms making this happen. So, if you want to pick those up, those are on Amazon. Like I said, I'm a writer. I have to write things out, and that's how I get to the next stage. Let's see. With real estate, do you find it helpful to have a home in the U.S.? Um, Let me see. So, as far as you mean to buy a home in the U.S. or have a home? So, like for me, I do different type of investments. I have some investments that's more like crowdfunding or syndication, where I invest my money, they do the work, and then they just pay me. And I basically receive mailbox money. So I have 3 properties now that I invest in like that. I have a duplex, an apartment home. Well, it's an apartment. I think it's about like 30 something units in that apartment. And then, if you know anything about Atlanta, I have a business on, I invest in a business on the Atlanta Belt line that's in the process of being built. So those are mailbox money. And then I'm actually looking at investing in another property right now. I'm actually doing that paperwork to invest in another property in the Houston area. In Houston, Texas. So I do those, but I also have real estate. That I purchased as well. When I have a home in the metro Atlanta area that I currently rent out. And that makes me great money. I actually make double the rent, double the mortgage on that, just because I mean things have gone up so much, and I don't even charge as much as the market charges, just because I, in my good conscience, can't charge that much. And then my other property, it is I had a house in the US that I lived in, and I actually sold that one because I wanted the money to reinvest. So, that's the whole leverage. And you don't have to sell your money to reinvest. You don't have to sell your property to reinvest. You can get a HELOC loan. You could do a second mortgage if you wanted to. I'm more so on the side of HELOCs, home equity line of credit, because that's kind of like having a checkbook from your home. But don't use that HELOC and go spending that money. You want to use that HELOC to reinvest. Let's see. So keep a home to come back to. I don't keep a home to come back to. All of my family lives in Atlanta. So when I come, I got friends. They like, girl, come stay with me. I could come stay with my mom. And, I rent out one of the houses. So let's say I decided tomorrow I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to travel anymore. I can go stay with my family, and I could choose not to renew that lease and move my behind right back in that 5 bedroom house. So that's why I only do the lease for a year at a time. That will be the case with any of my properties. I can always decide to, even I'm looking right now, I'm looking at a multifamily. I can always decide to move right back in one of those properties. That's called a backup plan, y'all. So I would have to wait till the lease is over. But yeah, I always got to have something in my back pocket. I can't be out here getting caught slipping, y'all. Yes, so I do have that as an option, because I know that there may be a time where I don't want to travel anymore. So I could go back, or I could just buy another property. With the rates in Atlanta right now, I wouldn't buy a property to live in, but I could go back to my old property once that lease is up. Let's see. The class, if you're not exactly sure you want to invest in real estate, you can still do the class. Some of the things that we're going to be doing, I don't want to give it away, but it's going to put you in a better financial position. So even if you decided there was something else you wanted to invest in, you would still need to take some of these same steps. So my goal is to make sure that when you finish this 5 day class, you are financially, I mean, I'm not going to clean up your finances, but I'm actually going to teach you how to. So, to clean some things up. So, I want to make sure that you're in a place that when you're ready to buy, even if you're just ready to buy a house for yourself, because a lot of people, that's how they start. They rent out their first house, they buy a house, they live in their house for 2 years, capital gains tax, y'all. I talked about that in one of the video. You want to avoid capital gains tax, live in that house for 2 years, rent out that house, go buy another house. So even if you're not trying to invest in real estate, you may just want to buy a house. So yes, Erica, I hope I answered your question. Let me know. Um, how do you or I know the crowdfunding investing investments are real. I see a lot of advertising. So the people I crowdfund with are not advertised. So one of them was one of my real estate mentors. I actually went to a course of his. And I invested in that property. Sorry. The other property was another investor that was actually part of that, and that was the one on the Atlanta Beltline, and it's a corporate property. And then one of the newest one in Houston, Texas, that one you actually have to be invited to invest in. But I'm not gonna say I've never gotten burned because I'm gonna tell y'all, this business, you gotta educate yourself. And when I first started, I didn't do as much research as I should have. So now when I'm ready to invest, I go to numerous presentations. I make sure they let me know all of the numbers. I do my due diligence. I research the people that are doing the investing. I make sure that there is a team. If it's just one person doing it, I'm not investing, because no man is an island, right? So I make sure there is a team of people there that they all do their thing. There's property management, there's the finance person, there's the boots on the ground, because when you're investing long distance, somebody has to be there. So I need to know there's boots on the ground. I need to know what happens with my money. I invest this amount. How much do I expect at year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? How much do I expect at year 10? What is our plan? What is our exit strategy? How are we getting out of this? When can I get out of this? Can I choose to leave at year 3, or do I have to stay through year 10? So all of these things are things that you want to think about when you're looking at crowdfunding, because I'm gonna tell you, everything in any investing is a gamble, right? But you want to make an educated gamble. My first investment that I did with crowdfunding was not an educated gamble. I'm actually in the process of us selling that house right now, so I can recoup my money. But I will recoup my money. I just did not recoup my money, and that was a year ago. That one was, I don't remember. That was a couple of years ago. But that one, I will recoup my money, but I have to recoup it on the back end. Whereas before, with other ones, you typically get your money quarterly. So don't invest with just anybody when doing crowdfunding. Make sure that you're doing your due diligence. And if you don't know what those terms are, if you don't know what they're talking about, hold off, don't invest yet. That means you need to educate yourself some more. And so, definitely do that. That was for Miss Rice. So let me know if you have any other questions about that. And yes, Erica, thank you for asking that question about the real estate investing. And if you have to be in real estate, if you're just looking to buy a home as your first home, I think this course would also be helpful for you, because everything that we're going to go through is everything that you're going to need to have to buy your first home anyway, because it's kind of the same process when you're buying real estate with your first property. So make sure you sign up for the course. Like I said, I keep having to look at the date, y'all. It's going to be 1 week from tomorrow on the 20th. So we will get started. It will be a 5 week challenge. We meet at 7 o'clock. I want y'all to log in at 6:55. So you already have your water. You already went to the bathroom and you're ready. Um, Drop any questions in the comments if you have any more questions for me. I'm trying to make sure I talked about it all. We talked about homeschooling. We talked about the course that's coming up, the 5 day challenge. Let me know if there is anything else you wanted to know about. What else? There were other questions that they asked me about. I think I talked about this. RM had asked about the pandemic. She was saying that the pandemic was not over. So I'm gonna tell y'all, in these countries, the pandemic is over. There are no masks, there are no gloves. Everybody is whatever it is. Now when I get on a bus trip to like go from Punta Cana to Santo Domingo, it's like 2 hours. The bus is like $6. We do wear our respirator masks then, because of so many people on the bus. But y'all, like I said, the U.S. is dropping the requirement to get COVID tests before you get on the plane to come back to the U.S. And now you don't even have to wear a mask on the plane. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I mean, there may be a pandemic, but there's no pandemic anymore. Like they're really not caring. So it's really up to you how you choose to protect yourself and what you choose to do. I know for me, I got vaccinated, but I didn't get my son vaccinated. That was just my personal choice. And I'm actually a pro vaccine person, but that was one that I chose to forego for my son. We got COVID one time. And I'm gonna tell y'all, we got COVID one time when we went back to Atlanta. I was like, wait, y'all, we done traveled to 2 countries. We've been fine, and we came back here. I hired a new nanny, and she gave us COVID. This is a no. See, I can't see. That's because y'all ain't following the directions that were put in place. So, but yeah, y'all, COVID is. I mean, restrictions are lax to none. Let me see. What do you say to people that's afraid to leave their 9 to 5? you don't necessarily have to just leave your 9 to 5 all at once. Like for me, I downgraded. I went down to 2 days a week. You want to make sure that you're doing things. Make sure you have a savings. You always pay yourself first. I've always been like that ever since I was younger. I always give myself 10% first. So 10% when you working at Checkers or McDonald's and making 5.25, it's not a lot, y'all. It's it's like 52 cents, but you pay yourself first and you learn to pay yourself first, and you build up that savings. I would not recommend anyone leaving the country if you don't have 3 to 6 months of savings in your account, because you don't know what could happen. So look at how much you spend in that new country that you're going to. Don't look at what you spend in Atlanta, because in Atlanta or in the States, you're going to spend a whole lot more. Look into that new country that you're going into, and find out how much it costs, how much is the cost of living there, and from there you can save up. Make sure you have 3 to 6 months to live off of, because you still have to get flights. You have to make sure you have a place to stay. If you're staying in Airbnbs are more expensive than being on the ground. So Airbnbs are going to cost you are more expensive than local apartments. So your Airbnb, like my Airbnb budget is up to $1,500. So this particular one in Punta Cana is like $700-800. But you want to keep that in mind. So make sure you have that savings for 3 to 6 months in case anything happens. But yes, slowly downgrade. Go from full time to part time. And doing while you're doing your part time, that's when you need to start working in your business, or that's when you need to get a job that you can do online. So I personally wouldn't want to travel and I have to work 5 days a week, because I want time to enjoy, the fruits of my labor. I want time to enjoy and explore that new country that I'm at. So working, like I initially did 3 days and now I'm down to 2 days. So, make sure you do that. And kind of why I still work is I enjoy doing psychiatry. I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner and I just really enjoy working with people. I especially enjoy working with people of color, because a lot of times they don't trust a lot of medical professionals. So I like being that person that they can come and they can trust and they can talk about these things, because a lot of us are all going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing. So I like what I do. So you may just like what you do and you're not ready to give it up yet. So you just make it so that it works for you and it doesn't just work for them. Let's see, Erica, have I spoken about the personal coaching? No, I actually have not spoken about personal coaching. So I do one on one coaching, and maybe in the future I'll do group coaching. So I do one-on-one coaching, and I do one-on-one coaching for different type of people, right? So I do one-on-one. I do coaching for single moms that may want to travel the world full time, and do their own thing, but they don't know how to get started. So I definitely do coaching. We can sit down, we can go over homeschooling, virtual schooling. We go over all of those different options. There's schooling on the ground where you're at. So we go over all those different options, dealing with family, because family plays a big role. If you're a single mom, how do you deal with the dad? How do you make sure you get the passport? All of those different steps that we need to take, making sure you have your finances together, making sure you found that new job, all those steps that we need to take to get you so that you can travel full time or even maybe part time. So I do that. And then I also do coaching for special needs parents or families. I do that in different ways. That may just be dealing with a new diagnosis, trying to get family on board with the plan. You may want to travel, just do some vacations, and you want to know how to make that happen. So I do coaching for that. I may start doing coaching for real estate. I'm going to see how the group coaching goes first, because I like the idea of group coaching for real estate, because you can learn off of each other and you can bring your deals together and you can bounce ideas and do calculations together. So that's something I may look at. But that would not come until probably August, because I am super busy in July. So right now, it's a one-on-one coaching for single parents, special needs, disabilities, and I offer coaching, and this one is kind of a smorgasbord, whatever you want to talk about. If you decide you want to talk about something, you let me know what it is and we can do coaching on that. As far as my link for my psychiatric nursing, I work for a company for psychiatric nursing. If so, that link I would not provide because it goes through a company, it's billed through insurance. If you want to look it up, it's CHE Behavioral Health. I don't know anything about billing or insurance or whatever. I know you can choose my profile to see me as your practitioner, but otherwise, I don't know any other ends of that. If you just want to do coaching, it's something we can talk about depending on what's going on with you, and I would be open to doing coaching. However, I do not prescribe out of my company. It would simply be talking about things. And if I decided you needed to look into prescriptions, to treat depression, anxiety, anything of that nature, then I am going to recommend you go see someone through the psychiatric field, because this is a different hat. Me doing coaching and me being your psychiatric provider is totally different. And the way that I do things, I don't do counseling when I'm your provider. I'm treating you and I'm doing medication management. And then I have therapists as well that I refer to. So, yes, so this is a different hat than that hat. How do we book a coaching session? Erica is on it. Hold on, let me. She on it more than I'm on it. I need to do better. Hold on, y'all. Let me let me pull that up. Okay. So it is actually the same website that you go to book your class, but these are the different types of coaching sessions that I offer. And also the 5-day course is on there as well. Yes, Erica is on it, honey. Yes, Erica, I love it, girl. Uh, let's go ahead. What did Stephanie say? She said we don't do things on our own anymore. We pay people to do things, honey. We can't sorry, we can't be great paying, we can't be great doing everything on our own. We gotta pay, girl, because when I tell y'all I had that nanny and she was in there cooking those rice and beans, frying, making me some coconut fish. Girl, I learned to cook over here in the DR. I learned how to scrape the carrots, scrape up the cabbage. Girl, y'all, I make some pollo gusada. It's so delicious. And some rice and beans. Do you know y'all you supposed to season the rice? Y'all, I didn't know I was supposed to season the rice. Actually, now I know how to cook rice. I didn't know how to cook rice before. And I know my grandmother is Panamanian, y'all. So y'all would think I would know how to cook rice. Girl, I didn't know how to cook no rice. I was in there, we either had soup or we had burnt rice. Those were our two choices. So yeah, I'm all for paying for my services. I'm all for paying for a coach. I do my YouTube coaching with Stephanie. Like I said, I've had a real estate coach as well. I'm going to my conference in Chicago in July for coaching. You know, you don't know what you don't know. And when you don't learn these things the proper way, you make money mistakes. You don't just make mistakes, you make money mistakes. Time is money. So if somebody else can tell me how to do something and the best way to do it, and they have done it themselves, because that's the thing, make sure they've done it themselves, and they have shown that they've done it themselves, I don't mind paying you to teach me. Now I can't give you my whole life savings, but I don't mind paying you to teach me what you know, to make it easier for me. And that's why I've done like mentoring with special needs parents and things of that nature, because I don't mind helping other people to get to where I am. We know, like I said, no man is an island. We need to help one another, especially as females. We need to help each other. We need to lift each other up, because why wouldn't we? Why would we be crabs in a barrel? Why wouldn't we help one another? I want all of y'all to start investing. We may get together and form a group and decide we want to do our own investment. We may find an apartment building or something and we invest in that together. So, the possibilities are endless. It doesn't just stop right here today. There are so many possibilities. I don't know. It's what is his name? It's one of the guys, Chris Single. I don't know if you all heard of Christopher Single. He did the whole buy the block. He did the buy the block thing where he literally they basically use crowdfunding or syndication to buy properties together. And I believe he was in Atlanta and he literally bought the block and he rehabbed the block. And that's what he did. They put their money together and now they're making money together. So that's why I said with the real estate, I probably wouldn't do one-on-one coaching. I like the idea of group coaching because we can work together. We can all work together, all put our money in together, and we can all make money. Now, y'all, I'm not going to be the one doing the financing and all of that because, like I said, I don't like to work too hard. So I'm going to make sure we get somebody that's what they do. We get a financial manager. We get boots on the ground. And these are just visions. As we're talking right now, these are just visions that are just coming up. And I'm like, this is something that we can do in the future. So we are building a brand. You yourself are a brand. We are building a brand. We are building up. We are making moves. Like said, we making money moves around here. We're not trying to be working every day, 9 to 5 with our 30-minute break that we may or may not get that day because it's so busy and nobody else can do this job while we go eat our sandwich. We're not trying to do that. We're not trying to work overtime for the rest of our lives. I told my mom I'm retiring when I'm 40. My mom laughed at me. Girl, people laughed at me all the time. Well, I'm 37. I am 37 years old and I'm almost there. I'm down to 2 days a week. I am almost there. It's people out here and they're like, I'm doing fire. I got to save up $5 million. Well, I don't have $5 million. I'm going to let y'all know I don't have $5 million. But I'm going to save up enough and I'm going to do my business and I'm going to take care of things that I need to do. If I need to work 9 to 5 a few days a week, I'm going to work 9 to 5. I'm going to do what I need to do to get to the next level because I can suffer through anything for a short period of time. You can leave 9 to 5, go travel for a year. I promise y'all 9 to 5 will still be there. I promise you 9 to 5 is not going anywhere. So if y'all left today, right, you travel for a year, you come back to America, there will be jobs. There's going to be a plethora of jobs waiting on you to put your application in and work them. They're waiting. They don't have any problem hiring you to work their job while they're driving around, while the CEO driving around in his Lamborghini. He don't have no problem hiring you. So it's not like if you leave, you won't be able to go back. You can always go back. So you do what you need to do. You create a plan. If you need to have 5 million and you need to have all those assets lined up before you leave, then that's what you do. If that's what your life looks like, that's what you do. If you like, okay, girl, I just need to have these 3 to 6 months. I'm going to live my best life. I set up my online job. I'm doing that. Then that's what you do. If you say, no, I'm going to invest. My investments are going to make money for me. And then I can do my travel. Then that's what you do. Like one of the things with me, while I started my video is I will not leave for Egypt until I have another property under my belt. Like I told Stephanie, I need to make another $2,000 a month. So I will not leave the States and go to Egypt until then. Well, y'all, I'm getting there and I'm grinding. Like I told y'all, I actually get back the beginning of July and I'm in Chicago in July at the conference. At the multifamily conference because I know the power of investing in myself. I am investing in myself, getting more education, networking with the movers and the shakers so I can buy the next property. I don't have time to waste. I need to be gone by winter. It's too cold. It's too cold for me in Atlanta during the winter. I got to go. I can't be It's too cold. So I need to do these things. I have already mentally made this checklist in my mind of things that I need to do before I leave. That is why I'm going back to the States. That, we're going to see my son's doctors, all that kind of stuff. But I know that I need another investment to make moves. If I want to quit my job, and I don't want to travel to Africa with a job, I need to replace that income. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to replace that income. What am I replacing it with? For me, I replace it with real estate. Real estate is easy for me. I do everything online with my properties. Everything is automated. Everything, the lease, your maintenance orders, it's all online. You don't call me. You don't need to talk to me. I'm not a landlord. I am an investor, not a landlord. You do everything online. The water heater went out. Okay, we'll follow up within 3 to 4 hours. I went ahead, got the person on there, contacted that person to change out the water heater. Got him in place, set up an appointment, responded back to her. The such and such company will be out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you. All done. I sent him his money for the water heater. She got her appointment. I'm done. That's it. Goodbye. That's it. That was my that was my real estate invested for the moment. Now I'm gonna be honest. If I had tenants and they became too difficult, I'm doing property management. I'm not about to be having nobody bothering me all the time. I will pay my 10% and do property management, because when I buy a property, I put that 10% for property management in there. Whether I choose to utilize property management or not, I put that 10% in there. So I need to make sure that when I structure my deal knowing that I may not manage this property, because I'm going to be all the way on the other side of the country. You can't be bothering me all the time. So I will put that 10% in there. So those are things that you learn over time that you need to know to be an investor and not to be a landlord. I don't want a business that will die when I leave this world. I am building generational wealth. So I need to make sure that every business that I have can function without me. If I left this world tomorrow, my kids still have money coming in. They got money coming. They don't even know they got coming. They don't know. They don't need to know everything that I got going on, but they still have funds coming in addition to what I've done with my will and my trust. And for those of you, you may not have caught that part, but I did speak about the special needs trust, the regular trust, the will update, and all of that. So I do have those things in place so that it is known for my children. But I'm not trying, back in the day, auntie may have a fish store, right? She cooking fish, she going there every day, she making money. But then auntie got old. Well, you ain't trying to go in there and cook the fish and make the money, right? So who's going to take over the business? So literally the business dies when auntie no longer wants to do the business. Let's see. So Tracy said exactly. We are living our best lives, stacking money and building all around the world. Yes, ma'am. We sure are. We are global. We are global in this. We are not. We're not trying to work too hard. Let's see. Erica said, I am so ready to be done with a 9 to 5. Yes, start looking. If you know you need to work because you don't have all that money saved up, start looking for that online job. Just be careful, y'all, because some of these online jobs are not jobs. So if they ask you for money, no, that's a hard pass. So don't get ripped off by online jobs. I know you can find a lot. I found I didn't even find, they found me on LinkedIn. So make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date. And yes, make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date, and make sure that your resume on LinkedIn is up to date, because they will look there. I will be keeping this video up so you'll be able to go back and see it. The conference that I'm attending in Chicago, let's see, I will post that here for you. The multifamily conference in Chicago. Let's see if I can pull it up, and then I'll post that. Let's see. I'm not sure I can pull it up right here. So what I will have to do is I will post that for you once I have it. Actually, I think I have it right here. So you can go to this link and find the multifamily conference. This is the first time I'm doing a conference with this company. If you decide you want to go, there was I used something where I got $100 off. So let me know, and I will send you that. That is for the multifamily conference in Chicago in July. But yes, and I will keep this video up for you all to come back to. Let me know, do you have any other questions for me? I'm so excited about this live. This is my first live, and it's so much interaction. Y'all leveling up, and we doing things around here. I'm excited. I am ready. I am ready so we can have a team so we can start buying the block like Chris did. Yes. Let's see. Let me know. Do you have any other questions for me? Let's see. What else did we talk about? Um, Updated letter. If I decided I didn't want to travel, we talked about being on Delta and how to travel with the airlines. Let's see. Somebody had made a comment when I was on Stephanie's YouTube, and she said that people with disabilities hold up the bus, and I guess hold up the bus schedule. See, y'all, this is the problem with us as Americans. First of all, there is no bus schedule once you leave America. There's no bus schedule. Everything is pura vida. If you have looked at my channel or my Facebook, which I guess I should post my Facebook and my Instagram, my my handle, what I tell people is pura vida. Pura vida means pure life. It is said a lot in Costa Rica, and Pura Vida means that you do as you please. You come and you go. You are not living on anyone else's time. So even if you go to another country and you think that people are going to be doing things on a timeline and people are going to be on time for appointments and the bus is going to come at a certain time, if you y'all, I got news for y'all. If you think that is about to happen, that is not. There is no bus schedule in the DR. There is a bus schedule in Costa Rica. The bus comes when it wants to. It doesn't matter if it's a disabled person on there or not. They are living their best life every day, and things happen as they happen. And you just got to deal with it. So I'm gonna tell you, when you go to these other countries, you got to leave some of that American personality at the door because it will slap you in the face real quick. It slapped me in the face a couple of times. I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out. But people are not on that. They're not doing things the way we doing in America. It's not that hustle and grind type of thing. Even when you work here, and the time to come is 8 o'clock. Girl, they rolling in there about 9:15. So that whole, well, things are going to be late, and where if somebody with disabilities holds the bus up, which I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I would be that mad if the bus was 5 minutes late because somebody needed to get on it. Because I mean, my son has made the bus 5 minutes late before because the bus driver got off the bus, came to us to help him get on the bus. But just know, when you leave, no, it's that is not it. That is not the way things are working. Things are a whole lot different when you leave the states. I was told that in Kenya it's even worse. In Kenya, they do whatever they want to do when they want to do it. Like, you may have a 9 a.m. meeting and they may not get there till 5 p.m. And they said that's just normal. All right, let me know. Do you have any other questions? I posted links in here, the Instagram link, the Facebook link, the link for you to schedule a call today. I posted the multi-family link, coaching sessions. Let me see. I posted the YouTube playlist of all the live videos I've done. I've also done some videos about caregiving. So if you're a caregiver, you have a child or a loved one with special needs or disabilities, I've done some videos there, some inspiration doing that. We've posted the journals here. Let me know what else can I help you all with. I'm glad this went well because y'all, I was so afraid. I was like, oh Lord, I'm so nervous. I'm glad you found me, Miss Rice. I am so glad. Let me know if you have any questions. Erica jumped off. Have a great day. Let me know if there's anything else you have any questions about. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get any new information, new videos that I'm putting up. I have the series on real estate I'm currently doing. I've done a series on Colombia. Um, Brenda says she doesn't see the category for the week session. Let me pull that back up. I've done a session on Colombia. I've done a session. Hold on. Okay. Miss Brenda, try this one. This is the one for real estate. That's the one you're talking about for the week session, right? The 5-day challenge for real estate. Make sure that's what you're talking about so we can get that done. So I've done it on Colombia, I've done Costa Rica, I've done the DR, and I've traveled all over the DR, y'all. So I have some great, Brenda. I'm glad. Okay, so I have some videos all over the DR. I'm missing somewhere. I've done Panama, so I've done some different videos. I show you how I travel because I do what 3 suitcases, a book bag, my son's wheelchair. I had a video on how I travel. For y'all that's interested in dating, I have a video on dating in the DR. So that video is out there. That one is one of my biggest videos. Dating in the DR, don't get got. So those are out there. Let me know. Is there anything else that I'm missing? Anything else that you need? Like I said, it's my first live, so I'm trying to make sure I have everything together. Make sure you go check out the channels. Ray's channel, RaeAgwe. I love her. That girl Joe, she talks a lot about the DR. So if you want to move to the DR, check out that girl Joe. That is where she lives. I'll type her name in here. Um, she lives in the DR, so she has a ton of shows, a ton of videos in the DR. And then Ray, I love her. She's actually a performer. She is a black performer here in the well, she travels all over the world. And she has a channel. Oh Lord, my son is loud, y'all. I'm sorry. See, that's that single parenting for you. But Ray, she has a channel as well. Look her up. I love her channel. We did a interview as well. So if you're looking for the interviews, you can also find all of these as well. This is where you can find the interviews that I've done about just about everything. Okay, Trina. Trina says she's gonna register for the multi-family conference. Great. Email me, Trina, so I can get you the email. Well, actually, give me a moment. If you want to register for the multi-family conference, give me a moment, and I'm going to get you that link that I was sent where you can get $100 off. Let's see. Just a moment. Because I'm all about saving money, y'all. Let's see. So we're gonna save some money. We definitely gonna save some money. Okay, so here is GOB member. If you use this, you can get $100 off the multi-family conference. And I'm not telling y'all have to go, don't have to go. But I will be going to the conference because my next property that I'm looking at is multifamily, multiple doors. Multifamily is also good for first time home buyers because you can live. Well, let me tell you what a multifamily is first. Multifamily is a duplex, triplex, or quad. You can get a conventional loan or FHA loan as a first time home buyer. and get into a multifamily. So, for people that this is their first time buying real estate, it is a great thing to get into a multifamily. Let's say you get a triplex, right? So you have three apartments. You live in one because if you do FHA, you have to live in one of the apartments for at least a year, I believe. But you rent out the other two in this triplex. Well, if your mortgage is $900 a month, you rent unit 2 for 600, you rent unit 3 for 600, you live in unit 1, that's $1,200 a month, right? So you're not paying any mortgage. You are living mortgage free. And you got an extra $400. Well, let me say if your total expenses are $900 a month. So then you have an extra 9, 10, 11, $300. So basically you live rent free and then you stack that money. You save that money. So if you want to know how to save up some money and travel, you do that for a year. You literally save your whole paycheck. You are not paying any rent. You are not paying any mortgage. You are living for free. You are just paying for what you need to live. Now, don't go and take that $1,500 you were paying for rent before and spend it. You take the $1,500 and you save it. You still pay your $1,500 every single month, except you pay it to your savings account. And in a year, you have saved up a year worth of rent. So not only did you obtain real estate, on top of obtaining real estate, you also are living rent free. You're also saving the money that you were paying for rent, and you're still making 300 or 400 more dollars on top of that. So this is something that we're not going to talk about this in the challenge because I got to get you ready to buy a multifamily property. You can't just walk in there and be like, I want a multifamily property. But so we're going to talk the steps in the challenge to get to the multifamily property. However, when we're done, I will start doing monthly coaching for those that are interested, and we'll start doing those steps to get a multifamily property. Okay. So yes, so I think that's about it. If you're going to be in the Chicago area, there is the GOB member gets you $100 off until I think next week or in the next couple of days. Make sure you register for that. I will definitely be there. So if you're going to be there, let me know so we can meet up. Be sure to register for the 5-day challenge. We will be doing that next week, 1 week from tomorrow. And y'all, we're gonna be the next buy the block. We're gonna be over here buying blocks. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it. Let me make sure I don't have any more questions before I go. We have a play date with one of the other expat moms. So we are going to pizza and the beach for our Sunday. People do things on Sunday in the DR because Saturday is not like Saturday in the States. Let's see. We talked about personal coaching. If you want to do personal coaching, how do we get to that next level? We talked about the real estate. All right, y'all. See ya. We'll catch on the next live. I'm gonna try to do this maybe next week. I'm not gonna promise y'all, but we're gonna try to do this again. All right. Thank you for coming. I'll see you on the next live. Make sure you subscribe and like the videos. Ciao.